Alright, so our characters are arriving to the temple to the grip transition area. This seemed to be a route to grip station, which was once safe until the dead shit cult moved in. As you might have been following, the cultists of the drowned queen have been taking over different areas of the heart. They seek to take over the city of Divese and the temple of the moon beneath, which were partially successful. The difficult part is to find them. Some of them, called the saboteurs, made it throughout the city and casted a spell to flood the city underwater. That was the previous scene, and today our characters come down, seeking for answers and looking for something called the Rune of Protection. This idea was given by Sister Ariel. She offers to find a warding rune from the rat monks of Stepwell on the tier below, to use them to protect the area from the cultist's spell. With that said, and what we learned from the previous session was that playing without oracles, purely the adventure as per written, wasn't extremely exciting. So now we're gonna use plot unfolding machine plot nodes, and we're gonna add a thing to be found here, as I updated the plot nodes to play with them in this session. So let's add this item to the list, which is called Warding Runes from the Rat Monks of Stepwell. Which is the place where we are going, but not yet there. In this transition area, we found ourselves in an old mining settlement. It used to have a name, but no longer, when people lived here. Now it's just a few empty shacks huddled around a mine shaft, where the cultists have set up a temple to Avarice. Let's begin there, with a modified proposal welcoming us to this place. 10. Exaggerated or dramatic is the modified proposal. As the characters approach this mining settlement area, they find themselves with more than just a settlement that has become a temple. It is a ritualistic area. Not all cultists are, of course, evil or aggressive, but they seem to be busy enough building temples, raising statues, and bringing down old gods' memorial sites to replace with their own. Many of them making circles and taking prayers. Their chants can be heard and echo in this large underground chamber, which might be becoming a name soon. Gethin steps up and says, I don't like this cultist extremists is always a dangerous thing to have nearby the borders of our city. We will find answers, so long they remain to their beliefs and not destroy the others. We will find terms. Extremists never find terms, my dear. I say we should continue to walk around this area and see what is going on exactly. See if anyone is there to welcome us and see how they receive us. Do you have a death wish, Queen? I don't. Do you? Then why do you suggest going inside? I said we just take a walk without getting inside the town center of theirs, if it's such a thing. All right, we will take a look, but stay sharp. What are they doing? Are they even worshipping the drowned queen? Ineth wants to observe to see if they are indeed worshipping the drowned queen, which is a very likely scenario actually. So we're gonna roll twice and keep the highest. That's an 8. It looks like yes for now. For what I observe, they do worship the drowned queen, but they might have twisted version of it. I seek to uncover the truth. I will let you know if I see anything that's outside of the normal. What can you tell us of the drowned queen, Ineth? You cannot fight the drowned queen, or more accurately, you can try to fight the drowned queen, maybe even successfully harm the body on the throne, which is an angular fish-style lure, and her monstrous true form will arise from the depths, a titanic eel with terrible snapping jaws and more eyes than you can count. Alright, I will stop reading there. Extra-dimensional entity of tremendous power has set up shop here. Someone summoned her. So I don't want to spoil myself much, but what Ineth will make of this is the drowned queen is an entity, a goddess that used to be sleeping, forever dormant. Rumors say she is back, which justifies the acts of the cultists. And drowning a city in water is no small feat. They for sure have found something to channel her powers. And so you used it to split the waters in two, in order to help us. I did. How did you do that? I have a tome of certain chanting rites from the drowned queen. I never imagined they would work. They didn't work before? No. Then it sounds more likely the fact that she is back. Indeed. But that's all I know. And I intend to reveal more as we go deeper and deeper. Fair enough. They walk forward, taking a round walkabout on this temple to grip area, and I am going to roll a random scene prompt. 8 and a 1. That stands for handle a meaningful encounter. Number 1 is a delve event. That would be this one. The Death Whisper, Sweet Mysteries. Alright. As the characters get closer to the ritual areas of the cultists, they begin paying attention closer to what the cultists say, as they seem to be ignoring the characters at first. Those words mean something. What do they say, Ineth? Can you understand them? Let's see if Ineth can make something out of this with discern books, and her domains are occult, which is quite fitting, and religion. So she hits 2. Can one hit more than one domain? Relevant skill, yes. Relevant domain, yes. So it's 3d10. 3d10. That's quite good. She rolls a 10, which is a critical success. Increase the outgoing stress dice by 1 step. Does she use anything here? Dead man's finger. She could perform a ravening knowledge. No. I think nothing is relevant here. So she will roll in any case a d6. I would like to give her dice a... What does she discover? We need to know. Or what does she hear exactly? Let's see if the adventure says anything about that, but I think not. So we need to make something up. I like that. Let's use plot unfolding machine. Focus. 38. Friends and allies. And let's roll a reason. 2. To support... No. To get revenge or have justice. On friends and allies. They are chanting what they hope to be the day of the revenge. The day of the revenge? Yes. They seek for the time the drowned queen comes back to this dimension and takes over what's rightfully hers. Do you know what is rightfully hers? Well, not exactly, but the cultists probably think it's the city of the Vinesse, the core of the heart of our location. Let them try, let them try. Let's keep going and see what else do we figure. They walk about the place. And let's go for another random scene. 9 and 10. Place or refer to a thing to be found. And let's add a new or re-roll. Something new or re-roll. I prefer to re-roll. 4. Delve hounds. Alright, we find a hounds. We have 5 possible hounds. So let's roll 1 at random. That's not 6. 4. Purification chamber. Echo d6. As the characters walk by, they find what seems to be a shrine. What does it look like? We need some sort of adjective. We don't have anything here. Let's roll an oracle or maybe a GMA. Yeah, let's bring 2 GMA cards. It's terrible and irksome. Alright, what does it say? Let's bring another card to give something else. Secret orders unsealed. We see discarded clothes torn and bloody. So what seems to be the purification chamber? As they approach some stairs up. Is there anybody there? 5. We don't know, we can't tell. Doesn't seem to be anyone in it. It's a small 2 people's room shrine. And there's an altar in the middle of it, full of blood. The characters walk up these stairs to the left side of this road that takes or comes across this area. And find this charm horrible, but at the same time purifying, as if one could clean its own sins in it. Tenacity, she's a heretic. She finds this place quite relieving somehow. She steps in and goes inside. Does anything happen? I would say unlikely. That's a 3, which is no, nothing happens. And they look around the place. We could take a rest here, take a break at least, eat something, and even consider a sacrifice to give a ritual offering. Are you sure? I am sure. These purifying chambers are older than these cultists are, and it's a place where we can heal our soul. Believe me, you want to do this. So we need to give a resource here as an offering to the chamber and have the chance to heal ourselves. In particular, Ineth, so she will agree. She's have this dead man's fingers occult place which match the domain of this area and this location. So she's gonna place this dead man's finger she got and going to give some prayers. O Mother of the drowned, for I wish your name to not be called in vain, and your reasons found just and not misused. They all take some places, sit down on the stairs. Gwyn will sit outside, Lind as well, and Gethin as well, while Tenacity and Ineth will be closer to the altar and take their bags out and get the chance to refill their energies. They spent some time over there, and I'm going to call for something to happen as a scene prompt. That's a 10 and a 1. That stands for give answer to a pending question, and the question is, what do the cultists want? That's great. One cultist is going to approach this shrine, hooded with full black robes, slowly walking up the stairs, and we definitely need someone scene unfolding machine here to play an NPC. All right. And let's bring an attitude for this NPC. With a D20. (15). Act doubtful, questioning, distrusting, disagreeing. All right. And what do they talk about in the filler talks? (95). They talk about what they're afraid, the biggest fears and the dangers around. And an outside impression? 11. Know what they are talking about. They seem educated and well informed. I see you are taking the comfort in this place. Queen is the one receiving this cultist downstairs. We are. This is our place. Go away. This is no one place. This is the purification chamber of gold Ithras. Yes, and the gold Ithras gives room for anyone to make an offering. Is that a dagger, what you have in your hand? It is a ceremonial dagger, yes. What do you intend to do here? Let's see its intent. 7. Demand an explanation. I am to release this place from visitors who stay more than what they should. This is a place of ceremony and sacrifice and not to take a rest. I beg you to leave. So the dagger is to threaten us? No. The dagger is to perform a ceremony I am supposed to do. You are with the cultists, aren't you? We are talking specifically about the why do we don't have this properly written? The Death Shed cultists. What does he respond? 7. Yes, I guess so. So he says, yes, I guess you can call me like that. I am of a Death Shed cultist. And you pose no danger to us, visitors from the above? Not me, no. But you don't want to stay around. Many of my brethren wish you dead and want to take your city. What for? The goddess has deemed. So what, you're just prophets seeking to kill innocent people and take a city for you? Not for us, no. For the goddess to settle her temple and her place, her newborn capital. What if we don't leave? Then I will have to call my brethren to take the necessary measures. Gethin says, let's go, Queen. We shouldn't look for trouble. Not yet. In any case, I think we are to roll the d6 that this hound location gives us. And this is how much stress we heal. Which is just 1. It isn't much, but it is something. Ineth heals an echo stress point. They pick up their stuff and leave, and they give a very bad look to this guy. Does he contribute anything else? 9. Yes, apparently. Let's see what's his contribution. We need to roll a d100 for that. 85. Offended by your presence or your recent actions. Even if you go, you have sinned, and for that you will have to pay. Ah, yes, and what did we do exactly? You are preventing us from our rightful home, our rightful temple. And we will continue to do so, my dear. We were there before you even came up here. Still, you have sinned. Take my threats with you. Take them with your soul, as you in your deepest soul and heart know that you have sinned. Thinking if any of these characters would take any extreme measures against this one, but I think not. Although, yeah, that is fine. The characters walk out of the shrine, take their stuff up, having eaten and recuperated a little bit. They proceed to the next point as they continue to walk through the road of this old settlement, this old mining settlement. And I'm gonna call the next event from the adventure. As they walk, there are more and more cultists on the way. This would be evading the attentions of the death sheds. The characters have received the offer from the Captain Whispers to hunt for the dead sheds that are aggressive. So the characters are going to look out while avoiding any specific contact for armed or weaponized cultists around here. And we will need a delve roll for that, which is Queen, the one with the delve skill. And this place is religion and, if I'm not mistaken, desolate. But Quinn does not have that, though he has a valid skill, so he will roll a d10 for this delve roll to find a specific subset of cultists. His biggest roll is a 7, which stands for a success at a cost. He will take stress. The stress of this location is a d4. Queen will take some form of stress. The question is which kind of stress. As they are walking through, evading some of the biggest nests of cultists and, let's say, crowded areas, a bolt comes through the group and hits Queen in the shoulder. Ouch! Mother! Sons of a mother! Who was that? Another bolt comes and hits him in the right leg, but his armor dodges that. Let's see how much blood stress does he take. 4. That's quite a lot. He will take 4 blood stress and will roll a fallout. Rolls a 2, he takes a fallout. That's not good. Rolls a d6, for which fallout is that? 6. You cannot go on. If you push yourself any harder, you're gonna to pass out. Stop now or convince someone else to carry you out for the rest of the way. Or make one more action and then fall unconscious. A 3rd bolt hits Queen in the chest and it penetrates his armor this time. We are under attack. He begins to blood out as he takes a very heavy hit. Oh, I might have made a mistake. He's got protection 2, so it's only 2 stress he takes. However, we still roll 2 on the fallout roll, so that means he still does have that side effect of bleeding out. Let's set up for a combat. Chad cultists, how do they look like? Surrounded by skull-marked moths, clearly blessed by their mistress, flashing a mouthful of gold teeth stolen from pilgrims, praying for a god hunt and making the sign of the moon. They have difficulty standard and resistance is 5 with protection 1. So I'm guessing they're about 3 of the same kind. And the characters will fight. But Queen is bleeding out and they approach when they are most weak. Gethin will prepare her rifle and open fire to attack this one. She will take a drink for this fight very quickly from her bottle of rotgut liquor to get prepared, which is a D6 haven. And with liquid courage, when you go drinking to relieve mind stress, that the resource... No, that's not the case here. 3, the resources you spent was 1 dice size higher. No, this is not what I meant. Kill count. Whenever you kill a person or creature, remove 1 stress from any resistance. Stare down. This is what she's gonna do. Stare down. Your gaze is a weapon. Kill D6 ranged point blank. It only works when your target can see you and if they have the capacity to be scared of you. Your gaze won't kill people, it's disheartening, and if you reduce an opponent's resistance to 0 with it, they surrender. Try to bargain their way out or trip and incapacitate themselves while fleeing. They are shooting to heal, so I think we need to shoot a few of them before doing this. Let's just hit this one first. She's got a rifle of Legrand rifle, kill the 8 range, piercing and expensive. That's a D8 roll. She needs to roll a kill. Which she got the skill for. And these enemies, do they have a domain or something like this? How do they work? I think we are in the domain Desolator Religion, which we don't have. So she's just going to roll 2d10 for this. 8. 8 is a success. She gets to roll a d8. That's an 8, wow. She raises her weapon rifle and essentially explodes one of their heads off. Right? This one is dead, I guess. This one over here will come rushing forward to Tenacity, and he's going to attack with 2 wicked looking knives. D6 brutal. Tenacity looks to dodge. I also think this should take stress to the delve itself. You shall die. Tenacity will roll evade. She doesn't have much of evade, but she's got religion, so she can handle these guys very well. She's got a 7, which is a success at a cost. That means she will take stress despite succeeding to evade the damage. But how much stress? If she succeeds to evade, She just takes half of the stress that she would take. So, roll a d6. That's 3. Tenacity tries to dodge, but she still gets wounded with a dagger on her left shoulder. She, however, gets to attack back and strike with her Seeker's Blade, which is a kill d6 brutal. She's got religion and kill, so she will roll 3 dice against this poor lad. Oh no, but the roll is not great, and she rolls a 4. She misses the attack. The cultist dodges and cuts her through. She will take 1d4 more stress. And roll another fallout dice. It goes well. The last cultist is going to rush towards Lind, going to attack. Not rushing, but from a distance, taking cover with the pistol they have. They roll how... So Lind needs to take cover and protect herself. She doesn't have evade, she doesn't have religion, so she rolls 1d10 only. She rolls a 2, that's a very bad roll. She will take stress from the pistol's damage, which is an archaic pistol d8, ranged, loud, and 1 shot. They need to reload. Reloading. D8 is this one. 6 stress for Lind. That's very painful. Lind rolls a 2 on fallout, so she will also take a fallout effect, which is a 5. She's also bleeding out and will be knocked out of the fight very soon. She decides to take an action before she falls out with her true form. You may enter your true form when you want, inflicting d4 stress on all adversaries who can see you. While in it, you roll with mastery, hunt, and kill checks, but all others become risky. You revert back to human aid at the end of the situation. So Lind transforms herself in this ghoul form and produces an explosion of powerful magnetic force, pushing back everybody else. She deals 1d4 stress, 4 stress on everybody, bringing them down to 1. And then she passes out. And comes back to her normal form. Neth will try to protect Lind. Come across all of this way. Try to finish this bastard. With 2 old-fashioned pistols, the 8 ranged loud, she makes a shot. Yeneth's doesn't have kill, but she's got religion, so she rolls 2. She rolls a critical success. That's destroying this cultist. Down to 0. And the last one will be finished by tenacity. With her killed and religion, she rolls 3d10. And with the sword, she cuts through the the last cultist, which doesn't have a chance. Whoa. Silence covers the area again outside this shrine, with Queen bleeding out on the floor and Lid completely unconscious. Gethin, Tenacity, and Ineth take a look at their wounded allies. Tenacity will focus, however, on the first cultist who isn't fully dead yet. Who is your leader? And Tenacity steps on the cultist's wound. Let's see, what do they say? Motivation: hunt the glorious bounty placed before them. Pilgrims and travelers for their possessions and occasion meet. You are supposed to. You are our bounty. Who puts a bounty on our head? Who is your leader? Coughs but resists. Tenacity will try to intimidate him. She doesn't have compel, but she's got religion. That's a 2d10. She got a critical success. She steps on the wound harder and rotates her feet. The cultist screams in pain, and he reveals, Bishop Juin. He wants you dead, all of you. How does he know about us? He has been spying you since the flooding of Ivese. Stop. Where can I find him? Tell me now. Let's see where. We need a location. Can get a location from the adventure place. Rolling a d6. That's number 2. Sergeant Borealis bar. Some barracks. He's in the barracks of Sergeant Borealis. And Tenacity, after this, she stabs him with her sword and finishes him. Then they proceed to take care of their allies and wounded comrades. Let's see who has got something to heal. Alright, so using the hounds like the Shrine of Purification we were before, one can give a resource to remove a minor fallout. So everybody bring Lint back to the Shrine of Purification and place her on top of the altar. Gethin takes care of her wounds and Tenacity does her best, and they're gonna spend one resource, which is probably this liquor. Not liquor, maybe family, silver moon. We need a d6 resource at least. Yes, it will be the liquor, Rotgut liquor. So they're gonna spill this liquor on her wounds, and Tenacity is gonna, as Gethin does that, she's gonna say, hold her tight. And with this liquor, the effects of the wound will amplify and Lynn will be back on her feet. They can roll d6 to check how many stress points they heal. That's back to 5. Which cures a lot of her blood stress, actually. And coughing, and they wait for a few minutes. And this annoying cultist comes back and says, I had warned you not to be here. And at the moment he says that, Tenacity will take her pistol and unload it on this cultist. Bang! That sounds very strong. And so they said, we have a name. Bishop Joan is her leader. They appear to be looking for us. We shouldn't stay much time here. We should go seek him before they find us and another ambush. Lind, are you fine? I'm recovering. You did a great thing over there, exploding in your true form, but at what cost? Do you want to get yourself killed? It was a last resource. I am not intending to do that often. They all take a break, recover their air, before moving forward. Tenacity is also injured. She's heavily injured with 4 stress points, and she's considering of spending some resource to heal herself. Maybe they can use the vassal limbs to recover in a ritual. And she will do that in fact. She's going to spend these coral speared vassal limbs to treat her own wounds, calling some faithful prayers in the name of the gods. Let's cross down the utilized resources so far. So this is gone. And these screws were also used in the previous session. And the dead man's fingers, we used them earlier as well. So there we are. They come across now the settlement mining, fully armed and weaponized and ready for a fight in the middle of all cultists without any fear. Looking for this place that they mentioned, Sergeant's Borealis bar, the barracks, and crossing the path. Let's describe this place with 2 horror cards, which is pandering and distant. I don't know what to make of that, to be honest. Let me take a look at this tarot card. Yes, it seems to be like an open old mine settlement with lots of open spaces in pure rubble and some buildings in between, so the barracks become quite easy to recognize, to see anything else about this place. From plot unfolding machine, where this is 55, that's a hazardous atmosphere, and 74 politics and laws. So as they come across the ritualistic area, they feel the air is very humid and heavy, hard to breathe. They begin to see some of the cultists have like signs of having waterlogged bodies, with their clothes full in water, as if they are taking swims in swampy pools of dirty water. In this area, they look up to an old, destroyed building with lots of, let's say, militaristic forces, or not lots, but some groups of soldiers that seem to belong to a more formally present faction of this settlement area. I would not say formally, but it's definitely part of the mercenaries or cultists that protect this place.